if you're like me and you're really trying to protect your peace, you're trying to cultivate that, I have some tips. Maybe like a guideline that you can follow, or maybe it's just like a confirmation of like what you're doing is right. The first step I'd say is to just be aware of the addition to adding chaos in your life. And what are you doing that adds the chaos into your life and not peace? I think first being aware of that is really important, because I don't think we realize it, but a lot of times we can stop the chaos if we like reflect and look at ourselves and are aware of what our habits, subconscious thinking, and the actions we do that are habits. Once we like understand that that is in our power and that we can control that, I think it solves a lot of the problems of being able to live in peace. And I think also it's important to understand what your peace means. What does peace mean to you? What does it feel like to you? What does it look like to you? And that's going to be subjective. It's going to be different among everyone. Yeah, so figure out what peace means to you, what it feels like to you. I think that's the important thing too. Yeah, so you gotta just reflect on that and write down how you feel, what peace looks like to you. It's okay if you don't also know what peace looks like to you. You kind of just have to experiment. Obviously, I think it changes while we grow. It's an evolving thing. So it's okay if you like don't know exactly what peace is, but I think it's important to like listen to your body. I think you can know what peace doesn't feel like, and I think that's already an indicator of like you want something different than something that's making you stressed out or angry and frustrated. In order to protect your peace, you need to understand your boundaries and you need to set them. It's important to look at all the factors in your life. I look at all aspects of my life because I realized it didn't just matter about who I chose to hang out with, right? It mattered about the things that I took in mentally, emotionally. I'm reading my notes. Spiritually, physically, financially, and other like miscellaneous things, like recreational things, social things. But I think overall they can all fit like within those categories. Understand what your boundaries are. Write them down. Like for me, what really helps me understand is listening to my body when I'm frustrated and angry. That usually tells me when my boundaries have been crossed, whether I crossed my boundaries and I didn't uphold my boundaries or someone else did. Anger and resentment is a huge indicator of what boundaries were crossed. So really listen to your body when you're angry and reflect on those moments. It can really tell you what you accept and what you don't accept, and what things that you can do to implement next time if that happens. I guess to like mitigate the issue or problem or situation, or just avoid it altogether. I would write that down. The next step is to just like literally implement that in your life. You need to practice it in your life, because it's great to be aware of something, but it's not the same if you're aware of it and you don't practice it, if that makes sense. If you don't practice something in life, then it's not real or physical in your life. It's just like in your mind, it's invisible, even though you're aware of it, right? So once you figure out what those things are and what you need to do, practice them. Doing it once is great, but what I've learned is I need to do it multiple times, like do my reps, you know, right? You only get stronger in the gym if you lift. Whether you play an instrument, you practice, right? You gotta do your reps. You need to practice them. It doesn't just magically appear after you've written them down and thought about it in your head. You need to apply it in the real life. If you've been living with people, or like if you just have relationships with people who are used to your dynamic, if you make yourself smaller around them, or if they use you, I don't know, in any capacity, financially, they always ask you for money, or emotionally, they're always putting all their worries, whether they're always like ranting about their boyfriend or girlfriend to you. If you start setting those boundaries, like, look, I can't really talk about that, I don't have the capacity, or like, no, I can't give you that money right now, and they get mad at you, that's probably gonna happen because they're used to you just giving yourself away and taking advantage of you in that way. But that's okay, because that means you're doing it right. And not all people will be like that, right? Like some people will get really mad at you, and I mean, that's really sad because maybe they can change and they can respect you, but I don't think they would if they're mad at you. And then there are other people who will respect you and who will not ever cross that boundary again with you, and who will not test it again, because saying something once should be enough for someone to respect you. If they actually respected you, they would listen to you. I'm kind of controversial in the fact that if you realize that a person, like, I know that if a person doesn't care for me the way that I want them to, or like they're not a good person, I just won't even care to tell them, and I will Irish goodbye, and I will, it's not really ghosting, or maybe. I think if you actually care for the person and you want to continue a relationship with them, I think it's really, really, really important to let them know. And like, you can just tell them, this is really heavy for me. I don't have the capacity today to talk about this anymore. And period. It'll be done. Hopefully they'll respect you. And if they don't, then you already know they're not for you. And what that taught me also is that the people that don't respect you in that way, that act all mad and try to like manipulate you into being a lower version of yourself by allowing them to cross your boundaries, they are probably people who don't have any concept of boundaries. That's okay, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be living with people who don't have any concept of boundaries. I've also learned that people who don't have any concept of boundaries, you can't teach them that. Like, they either have to understand it on their own and learn it on their own if they have no idea what they are, right? I mean, you can if you want to put in that work. I don't know about, for me, no. I don't know if I want to do that. I just don't have the capacity to, and that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I think I'm just like so disappointed in people when they don't have boundaries. In my mind, I'm like, dang, I was rooting for you. Like, I was rooting for you to have self-respect and self-worth and to like love yourself, because I think boundaries also are an indicator of self-worth and loving yourself. And I think loving yourself is beautiful. And you know what? I'm saying this because I was before, like, I didn't have any boundaries, but I learned. So I believe that other people can also learn too and implement it. But I just like hope people have like self-worth and boundaries. And it's okay if on their journey right now they're not in that space, but hopefully like within a couple of years they will be in that space. Yeah, I just like I'm rooting for people. Like, you got this, you know, you can have self-worth too. You can live your life, if that makes sense. Yeah, those are my thoughts. It's so beautiful today. I'm gonna go to the beach, and yeah, this is the park.